The text came through at 10:43 p.m. Flight got delayed. Airlines putting us up in a hotel overnight. Don't wait up. Love you. For a second I just stared at the glowing screen. My thumb hovered over the message, the words swimming in blue light. I could almost hear her voice saying them. Calm, tired, soft. Emily always sounded that way when she traveled for work. But something about tonight felt wrong. Maybe it was the way her message ended. Love you instead of love you too. She always mirrored affection like that, almost habitually. I tried to brush it off, convincing myself I was just being paranoid. The house was too quiet. Her perfume still lingered faintly in the hallway, that lavender and amber mix she'd worn for years. Our golden retriever, Max, was curled by the couch, head resting on his paws, eyes half-lidded. Even he seemed uneasy, glancing at me now and then as if sensing the tension I couldn't explain. I opened Find My iPhone. I told myself it was just to feel close to her, to see that she was safe in Chicago. Her location popped up instantly. Miami, Florida. For a full 5 seconds my brain refused to process it. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, refreshed the page. The little blue dot didn't move. It pulsed stubbornly over a spot near Miami Beach. I felt my chest tighten. Miami. Not Chicago. Not even close. A cold numbness spread through me. Then heat, anger, confusion, disbelief, all fighting for dominance. There's a mistake, I told myself. GPS isn't always accurate. But the rationalizations were brittle, hollow. I zoomed in closer. The pin hovered over the Ocean View Hotel. That wasn't an airport hotel. It was beachfront. Romantic. I stared until the screen dimmed and my reflection stared back. Tired eyes, jaw clenched, heart pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. Then, before I could stop myself, I texted. Your GPS says Miami. The dots appeared. Then disappeared. Peered again. Up. No reply. My pulse thudded faster. I imagined her staring at her phone, frozen. Maybe she'd dropped it. Maybe she was thinking of what to say. I didn't sleep that night. I scrolled through her recent photos, work calendar, flight confirmation email. Chicago O'Hare to Dallas, not Miami. My stomach dropped further. She hadn't even been booked for that city. At 2:17 a.m. she finally texted back. Oh, weird. Probably a glitch. Some people from work decided to reroute. We're in Florida now for a meeting. I thought I mentioned it. Meeting. At 10:43 p.m. On a beach. I didn't reply. Instead, I opened Instagram. Her coworker Jason, tall, charming, and always a little too friendly, had posted a story hours ago. The photo was of a dinner table lit by candles, wine glasses reflecting the amber glow. A woman's hand rested on the table beside his. A silver bracelet caught the light. Emily's bracelet. The one I gave her for our anniversary. My chest felt like it was caving in. I tapped the screen again and again, replaying the story until it vanished. The next morning she called. Hey babe, she said lightly. Sorry about last night. Crazy flight changes. How's Max? Her voice was steady. Too steady. I swallowed hard. He's fine. How's Chicago? She hesitated. I told you we rerouted. Yeah, I cut in. To Miami, right? Beat of silence. Then. You're checking my location again? Her tone shifted, defensive, sharp. Do you not trust me? I almost laughed. Should I? There it was. The question that shattered the fragile wall of lies. Ryan, please, she said, voice trembling slightly. You're overreacting. It's just work. Work doesn't require candlelit dinners by the beach, I said quietly. The silence that followed was long, suffocating. Then came the sound of her exhale, a soft, broken sigh that confirmed everything I didn't want to know. I ended the call. For 2 days we didn't speak. I avoided the bed, the kitchen, her side of the closet. Everything felt contaminated by the weight of what I now knew but still couldn't bear to confront directly. On the third night she came home. She stood in the doorway, suitcase in hand, eyes red-rimmed but defiant. We need to talk, she said. I said nothing. Just gestured for her to sit. I didn't. It wasn't supposed to happen, she began, voice cracking. We've been distant for months, Ryan. You barely look at me anymore. Jason listened. That's all it was at first. My throat tightened. And then, she looked down. Then I made a mistake. The word mistake hung in the air like smoke. I stood there, staring at her. A mistake, I repeated softly. That's what you call flying to another city with him. Lying to my face. Tears welled in her eyes. I didn't plan it. I just needed to feel wanted again. Her honesty cut deeper than her deceit. Because part of me understood. I'd been distant, cold, wrapped up in work and resentment and silence. But understanding didn't equal forgiveness. I walked to the counter, picked up her phone from where she'd left it charging. Did you delete the photos? Yes. She froze. What? The photos, Emily. The ones from Miami. Her lips parted, trembling. She didn't answer. I unlocked the phone. The passcode hadn't changed. A few taps later, I found a hidden folder in her gallery. Dozens of photos, her and Jason. On the balcony. In the hotel room. The beach. I didn't shout. Didn't throw the phone. I just stared until my vision blurred. Until the images merged into meaningless colors. Then I set it down gently, turned and said, "You can stay here tonight. But tomorrow I want you gone." Her sobs followed me as I walked to the guest room. Lying in bed, I watched the shadows crawl across the ceiling. My mind was a storm. Rage, grief, guilt, love, all tangled. I thought of the years we'd built together, the laughter, the shared dreams. How fragile it all was. The next morning she was gone. But she'd left a note on the kitchen counter. "I'm sorry for breaking what we had. You deserved better. Please don't stop believing in love because of me." Underneath it lay her wedding ring, gleaming in the pale morning light. I picked it up, held it in my palm. For the first time I didn't feel anger, just a quiet, hollow ache. I placed it in a drawer beside our old travel photos and whispered to the empty room, "I won't." Because despite everything, I realized betrayal doesn't erase love. Just shows what it truly costs.